434 videos are filled with Machine Elf messages about love, and most of them have been so far explained in theoretical terms. This video is a collection of interdimensional knowledge explaining what the entities have to say about the nature of human relationship, and it will offer some practical advice about what they think makes it work. I'm not a relationship type of a person. I'm a loner and I enjoy separating myself from others. The entities told me off for doing that by giving me this message. You're always alienating yourself and you spend time away from everybody. You also alienate yourself from what is important, going through life together. Constantly escaping from being with someone, that's not what life's about. You're supposed to spend life together. Being with another person is everybody's destiny. You're not supposed to be separate. Being and going through life together is one of the most important elements of being here. Machine Elves made it clear many times. Whatever you do in life, do it with the ones you have established a connection with the like-minded people you found. Your job in this life is to find these people and experience important life moments with them. Your life is about search. It's about seeking these people out. This here is mushroom hunting. It is like being in a forest and you came here to pick mushrooms. Those rare, special people. Most of Machine Elf knowledge is based on their teachings about my long-term relationship with one woman, one of those like-minded people I found many years ago. It has been probably the most challenging part of my training in our earthly reality, and this is where majority of my psychedelic knowledge about life with another person comes from. I think it is safe to say that without their help, it is possible that I would have never learned how to make a relationship work with someone who I convinced myself to believe appeared in my life to make me suffer. Without their psychedelic help, I would have never found out that, like everything else, relationship with another person we love is simply a high-intensity training in this realm. Before I give you these messages, I would like to ask you to support 434 financially through joining Patreon or Subscribestar, or by donating through PayPal, Cash App, bank transfer, or Bitcoin. All links in the video description. Thank you for your help. Also, just to let you know that if you need help, I started a paid consultation and support service. More information in the video description. As soon as I started my psychedelic education, one of the first problems Machine Elves wanted me to concentrate on was my relationship with that one girl, and they used it as a template to teach me about attachment and affection and about how humans can make it work. They started from saying that your partner needs to be loved, but at the same time, your partner needs to be free. I was specifically told, don't control her. She needs to be loved and left alone. You need to love her and let her be herself. This message will be especially useful to those of you who constantly try to change their partners into someone else. Freedom to be oneself without pressure to conform to somebody else's image of you is the foundation of a happy life together. If you have been with someone for a long time, it is very easy to forget how valuable they are to you, and we have tendency to forget about those important reasons we got together with the other person. I was shown that my partner's true form is that of an interdimensional princess who came to this dense frequency realm to get her lessons. I was told, she's the most beautiful gift in your life and the only thing you need to pay back is your love. All the love you have. Her real nature is complete carelessness that was taken from her by earthly life experiences. She wants to be relaxed and amused. She's the pivotal part of your life. Both her and your family are gifts that most people would give anything for. The great thing about psychedelic teachings is that they can restore your ability to see the value in this important person you choose to share your life with. Psychedelics can help you see beyond their earthly body and understand their transcendental form, the other dimensional higher self they themselves might be unaware of. It is important to be able to look at both of you from a perspective of mutually completing and supporting mechanism, and to try to understand how you make each other's lives better. I love the explanation of the symbiotic relationship between us in this realm. I was shown how once she arrived at this earthly dimension, she was stuck in a low-frequency reality that was presented as a dark cave in the ground, and my job was to reach out to her, to get her out of there and to introduce her to what this life has to offer. I took her hand and we both went towards a vibrant psychedelic city on the horizon. She told me many times that this is what she felt like when she met me. Always think about the role you play in your partner's life and try to do as good of a job as possible. The entities told me the reason she got together with you was because you made her laugh and because you allowed her to get away from her problems. You are her guide in this life, and I didn't know that. At the same time, they said, she's the biggest love training device in your life. She was given to you so that you learn love. If emotions are the source of creating reality, think how she's a giant source of love, how much she loves you and how much love she represents in your life. Think how, because of this love, her life must be in order. Through this, I learned how your partner can be superior to you in areas of life that you not only don't know are important to you, but the ones you still need to learn a lot about to complete your human training. Remember that everyone comes to your life for a reason, and everyone is a teacher. Machine Elves made it clear that our sexual compulsions are in reality need for love. They told me that even those who think they're seeking physical contact online or in real life are still searching for an emotional connection. And they told me why. The reason you have a need for love, admiration, sexual pleasures is because they elevate you and get you closer to the energy that you're normally detached from. It's not to gain anything, it's to be closer to what life is. They explained, we gave her to you so that you can control your sexual issues. Imagine what life would be like without her. That's how you silence your sexual drive. In exchange for love, you get sex from her. She's an element of a complete and well-working system you were given here. Machine Elves told me that her expression of sexuality exactly mirrors her love to me. They explained that sex is an indicator of the true nature of a relationship. Words and actions can be a part of a performance, but sex can't be faked. It always shows real attitude in the relation between two people. They told me, you need to fix it by being loving, patient, passionate, and affectionate. You need to concentrate on sex. This will civilize you and it will teach you love, and you will also learn a lot about yourself in the process. Through this, you become a better and a more relaxed person. Sex is getting you closer to that river of life, to 434. I've explained it in previous videos how the psychedelic entities made it clear that human sex is much more than just a physical act, and I believe that you can concentrate on it to learn about the quality of your relationship and to understand what you really mean to your partner. Also, because sex, in a sense, is a service we provide for each other, it teaches us how to make ourselves constantly attractive and desirable to the other person. Sex is an important equalizer for our personality and a valuable motivational tool in our attempts to make the best out of ourselves. A big part of Machine Elf relationship teachings is related to the nature of conflicts and problems that every human partnership is filled with. They presented to me a vision of two women. One, of this mystical girl I couldn't believe I was with and I was allowed to have sex with. And the second one, now, the hateful one, image of which I created in my head. They said, when you got together, she came with pure love to give to you, and it got damaged in the process. I was told why gradually we started growing apart and why we have to overcome so many obstacles to get through to each other. They said, the reason you have no connection with her is because you use different languages. The communication method she uses is relaxed, reassuring, and emotional. She feels suppressed by you all the time. She needs to flourish and she needs to be free. All your conflicts are a result of her suppressing herself to please you. The biggest reward for aligning your communication with her is the incredible love potential that you're given. It's very rare. It doesn't happen too often, so it's worth fully taking advantage of it. It appears that although we feel like we belong to the same human species, men and women differ drastically in many areas of this earthly existence, and not being aware of this disparity between sexes will always cultivate unnecessary friction and resulting frustration. If you want to thrive in a healthy relationship, take into account the inescapable differences between men and women, the differences in personality, and differences in how we express our love for each other and what communication tools we apply. Machine Elves also offered me an explanation about jealousy. They said, she's jealous because she doesn't want to share the little love she gets from you. What she wants is to be shown that she's loved by her man. She needs him to show her around and to be proud of her. This is again something that we hardly ever understand and always need to take into account if we want to understand the priorities that others have. You might feel like you give a lot, but it's important to comprehend what it is that your partner really wants from you and what is of value to them. You might feel like you're being very generous by offering something that is in fact of very little value to the other side. Make sure you know what they really need from you. There's also the issue of persuasion and motivation. I was told, you need to understand that she works in a reward and punishment system. Remember that when you try to figure out how to operate her. It turned out that in our relationship she's driven and inspired by a completely different incentive mechanism to mine, and it is important for you to figure out what type of impulses and stimuli your partner responds to. They also told me how very different our priorities are in terms of life goals. They said, she needs to feel loved and respected. She's miserable. There's so much you need to fix. She needs to find purpose. You have 434. You're so incredibly lucky. You're building this great thing, and for a woman, that's the equivalent of having a baby. You're supposed to experience this. You shouldn't stand in the way of it because experiences and emotions are the only thing that matter. Family, love, children, these are such important things. Everything and everyone in life is a love-generating opportunity, and her and your family is a part of that. Most men take very long time to get to a place in life where they feel like they need to have a child. It's worth remembering that it is very different for women. The entity said, life is about love-generating opportunities, and family is one of the most dense love-generating environments you can be in. Take into account that your partner can have different priorities in life and might expect from you to be supportive of them. All of these messages are so accurate that she relies on them every time a conflict arises between us, and she says, go on, ask mushrooms, let's see what they have to say. To many of you, this message about breakups and ending a relationship will be an important one. I was told, somebody cheating or leaving you in reality is a method of concluding a given lesson. It might hurt, but it can be a blessing, and because it cannot be finished naturally and emotions cannot be switched off instantly, sometimes a brutal ending is necessary. The chapter needs to be closed, and you should be grateful for getting that lesson. The way in which a lesson ends also has a meaning. That in itself is also a lesson. It is not necessarily related to the quality of the whole relationship. It's not the result of the relationship, but it is a separate element of that teaching. What this message meant is that no matter how painful an ending is, it's for you to learn from it. It will take time, but usually you will see the benefits of that agonizing part of your training here. The interesting thing about this explanation is that I found a confirmation of this in reports of people with near-death experiences who had the chance to meet their deceased partners on the other side. They were told exactly the same thing. A goodbye is still a part of the plan. In another aspect of my psychedelic training, I was told off for not appreciating the enormous amount of love and attention I received from the opposite sex in my teenage years. The entity said, a girl's love is very powerful and very valuable. That's why it is so attractive. You used to be very disrespectful to those powerful feelings you were getting from girls who loved you so much. You were too young and too dumb to understand what is happening. Don't make the same mistake as me, and if you find yourself in a situation where you're being adored or admired by someone you're not interested in, show them your appreciation for seeing the best in you. Respect their feelings because they're about you and the traits you represent that are of value to them. Disrespecting it is like disrespecting a part of yourself. The entities even offered me closure on an old relationship I didn't know I needed a closure on. Long time ago, I broke up with a girl, and today both me and her are grown-ups and we're friends. But Machine Elves showed me that I carry deep within me a residual sense of guilt for my decision. They helped me by saying, subconsciously you knew what was going to become of that girl. You knew what was going on, that she was on her way to be not what you wanted from a woman, and you were right. You did the right thing. You saved yourself. If you ever have a chance to try psychedelics, remember that they might help you not only with issues you're aware of, but also with issues you don't know you suffer from. If you feel guilty because of some of the romantic decisions you made, psychedelics can offer you an explanation of that element of your life that normally wouldn't be accessible to you in this reality. The word love is thrown around a lot, and it is just a word, until someone special turns up in your life to give this word a profound meaning. We're being wrongly taught that you need a second half, someone who will make you complete. The truth is that you need to work towards becoming complete and finding someone who you can share your completeness with. Someone with the same level of insanity, someone with the same spiritual instability and the same emotional imbalance that you represent. Only then will you create a satisfying equilibrium of confidence and faith in yourself and each other. The definition of a successful relationship is the ability to find stability with someone compatible with your craziness. Most people start a relationship as a method of extracting as much out of the other person as possible. That's where majority of conflicts come from. If you want to build a lasting partnership in love, you need to approach the other person with a generous attitude, being ready to give more than you can receive in return. Relationship will only work when the other side's happiness has more value to you than your own. Instead of looking for the right person, you should concentrate on trying to be the right person. And as you're looking for those magical traits in them, unexpectedly you might find magic in yourself. Because love is a chemical reaction of two highly complex compounds, stability of which can only be achieved through transformation. love, 434. I hope these messages were beneficial to you as they were to me, and if you want to say thank you on your way out, please sponsor 434. It is quick and easy and helps me survive and grow 434 in this craziest of times. Also, if you wish to discuss anything or if you need help with your relationship or anything else, take advantage of the consultation/support service I've just launched. More in the video description. Subscribe, like, and share this video. Visit the websites of the artist and the musician I featured in this video. Leave your email address at news.b434.com. Remember about b434.com and join 434 social media on YouTube, Facebook, BitChute, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and VK. Talk to each other on Telegram, Reddit, and Discord. All links below.